Okay, we are live.
And I've been live now for 1 year and 3 days.
No, I mean we are literally live on YouTube.
And in between,
great difficulty in speaking. You need the energy of what. We're learning, Ramit. You're not a professional. No, you don't need all. And that's distraction.
For me also, this is a video session. That's why I finish all this before. And really announce, the mobile should be
Who is there to announce?
No, but even amongst us, we might have forgotten.
Should we check the link? Just in case. Should we check the link? It's okay.
See,
वो ऑन कर देगा ना मैं भूल जाऊंगी उसको ऑन करना I always and then
These
I
are
say,
issues which technology cannot solve.
I want to switch. And I keep saying, I don't know.
Yes.
What's the name?
It's there.
We do this.
And they'll watch. So, turn it on.
Which way? If it's done, that's me. It's been using the webcam, right?
Mm.
Huh?
Oh, you have it in the evening?
Okay, so you can sit there.
Yes, the camera should face that way for the stream. For the stream, it's using the webcam, right?
Yeah.
It should face that way. Go.
What is this?
It should face that way, right?
Which way?
To the stage.
Yeah.
Towards the stage.
okay, guys, we are live. Yes.
My check. Good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to everyone gathered here. We have come together for book launch, not just one, but 7. And a launch for Wikipedia page, and then the distribution of Ruel International Prizes. The first book. This anthology of poems is a harmony of multiple voices, of different tones and tenors, about the birds and the bees, lust and love, and every possible thought inside fashion, politics, philosophy, and profundity. The waves of these voices reach its heights while talking about injustice, written by 3 poets, Ramendra Kumar, Santosh Pakhaya, and A.V. Koshi. May we welcome Ramendra Kumar to discuss the poem For Better or Worse, Passion, Profundity, and Politics.
Thank you. I don't think I need a mic. I'm comfortable without a mic. Except for that.
Yeah.
Can we first have the launch?
Yes.
Hello. Namaskara. though I don't consider myself much of a poet, in this case my predicament is rather tough, because I'm ensconced between two doctors, so I'm the only compounder around. And though I don't consider myself a poet, my life has somehow been entwined with poetry right since I was a kid. And right now, poetry is all over. My wife Madhvi is sitting in the front row. Gorgeous, beautiful wife Madhvi, is like a beautiful sonnet. My daughter is a delectable haiku. My son, an irrepressible limerick. And my Labrador, Aryan, he's free verse Libra. And most important of all, my sister, my only sister, is a dirge, copiously mournful. And what about me? I think there won't be any doubt in my family, including Aryan, my Labrador, that I'm nonsense verse. So that's how poetry is so entwined with my life and times. I started my writing journey ages back with a poem. It went something like this. Topsy and Tim went for a swim. Topsy swam well and broke the spell. Tim swam badly and went home sadly. What a sad, pathetic piece of verse this was. But the proud poet in me, I went to my dad with that scribble and I showed it to him. I was slightly apprehensive. You might say that, what is this? You're writing silly poetry. You should be studying math like Andrila auntie's daughter Tultul or Chadda uncle's son Putul. But he didn't do any of these things. He read the poem, picked me up, gave me a tight hug, and said just one word: wonderful. And if I am a poet or a writer, author, whatever, it's because of that one sweet gesture and that one word, wonderful. Now, over a period of time, I dabbled in all kinds of creative expression. Till on 23rd October, 11 o'clock and 5 minutes to go, I walked into the boardroom of Rourkela Steel Plant, Director Medical and Health Services, where I had joined as a management trainee, and there were a few other management trainees there. So there was this guy who seemed vaguely familiar. So I said, "Aren't you Sripati from Hyderabad?" So he said, "Yeah." So then there was a lady who was sitting opposite me, her back was towards me. She turned around, smiled, and she said, "I'm Madhvi, I'm also from Hyderabad." People say, Dr. Koshi, that instant love is not possible. But believe me, in 7 seconds, I fell completely, totally, hopelessly in love with Madhvi. And I thought if this angel would agree to be my wife, I would be the happiest person in the world. It took me 7 seconds. It took her 7 months. She's always been a bit slow. But finally, when we declared our love for each other, she rushed from Rourkela to Bhubaneswar. It's an overnight journey to take her, to take her parents' permission to go ahead with the marriage. Her father was livid. I had a double whammy with me, They are Telugu Vaishnavite Brahmins right up there. And I'm a North Indian and a Marwari to boot. So there was no question. So her dad declared that you can marry him over my dead body. But if you want to marry any Telugu Vaishnavite Brahmin, even if he has a tail coming out of his backside, I'm happy with it. But a North Indian Marwari? Sorry, no. For 7 months, she struggled and struggled and struggled. But the entire family ganged up against her. And then finally, one day she told me, "Ramin, मैं अपने सपनों का महल तुम अपने पिताजी की मृत्युशैया पर नहीं बना सकती." I was amazed. This girl who looked like Madhuri Dixit, talked like Madhuri Dixit, laughed like Madhuri Dixit, was talking like Nirupa Roy. I said, this marriage, this is not going to happen. And if it's not going to happen, what the hell am I doing in Rourkela city? I'll go back to Hyderabad, my go-to place. So I resigned and went to Hyderabad. And then what happened? For 6-7 months, we pined away and all that for each other. At least I did. I don't know about her. I'm hoping she did. So then what happened was I wrote 21 poems. Lovelorn lunacy at its best or worst. Here is a sample, and I think you'll get the idea. It's called memories. Don't cry, huh? I have hidden
So
your
which-
memories.
which page?
This is page 15. My mental age. Memories. I have hidden your memories deep within the pores of my life, but they keep emerging in soft love, in brittle anger, in the smell of rain, in the footsteps of a lonely night, in the whisper on a crowded train, in the song on a stranger's lips, in the taste of unshed tears. Your memories are the reason I live. Your memories are the reason I live. Without them, I would merely exist. You can clap now.
Very glad.
Thank you. So our sweetest songs are those which tell of the saddest thoughts. I think Shani said this. So Madhvi was completely floored by my saddest, sweetest verse and wrote me a letter saying that let us get married. I said, what about your dad and his drama? She said, it was exactly that, only drama. So we eloped and got married with the blessings of my father. A few years into our marriage, I wanted to reignite the ardor, the passion. I wrote a dozen erotic poems. Madhvi was livid. Dirty fellow, dirty mind. She almost screamed at me and made me sleep in the guest room for 1 full week. That was the end of my erotic poetry. So here is a sample, and compared to the content on OTT, this would appear like a nursery rhyme, twinkle twinkle kind of thing. So let me just go ahead with that. It's called, Madhi, close your ears, please. Otherwise my biryani will be made here only. Why do I lust you? Why do I lust you? Is it because of your predatory eyes, your delectable lips, your succulent breasts, your sumptuous hips, your wet and ravenous mouth? No, I lust you because you always make me feel your need is greater than mine. You always make me feel your need is greater than mine. So, 34 years into our jobs and marriage, we took voluntary retirement. Both of us were working in Rourkela Steel Plant in Rourkela and shifted to Bangalore. The main reason being, for me, my son Aniket and my daughter Ankita were living in Bangalore. For Madhvi, it was because of the weather. I don't know whether it was weather or weather. So, in November 29th, 2021, I was diagnosed with cancer. Second stage, colon cancer. And my colon was as infested with polyps as you have politics in UP, or should I say Karnataka? UP politics. So Madhvi donned the role of Savitri to my Satyavan and literally brought me back from the clutches of Yamraj, the Lord of Death. I wrote a poem dedicated to her. It's called My Rocking Angel, My Rocking Angel. As I lay down and almost out in the isolation ICU, my senses totally smothered and my entire body almost blue. The doctors had given up, having tried their best, but to you I was life itself, not an itinerant guest. Sorry. Before we had lived our dreams, how could you let me go? I was your forever bestie in every high and low. You gave me your strength. You virtually took on death. With the weapon of your faith, you battled for every breath. You fought many a battle, won for me many a war, nursing my every wound and healing my every scar. Now, as I march steadfast on the path of recovery, with you, my rocking angel, the epitome of bravery, I thank the Lord above for making you mine and giving you the courage that is truly sublime. When I look around and see lives which are in a tangle, when I look around and see lives which are in a tangle, I know my life is safe with you, my rocking angel. You can clap.
Yeah.
So I was declared cancer-free in November 22nd, 2022. On 26th March this year, we celebrated our 35th anniversary. And what is the gift I gave? The cheapest. I wrote a poem. And this is dedicated to our Kal, Aaj or Kal. It's called, just one second, Buddy's Best. It's on page 37. A gossamer fabric of memories stitched together by time, a 3-decade plus journey, which was often a pantomime, a scorching romance, a runaway marriage. It was truly a baptism by fire. We stumbled along tethered by the melody of love, the symphony of desire. Desire more on my part than her part, obviously. Jobs, mama, papahood, and a zillion chores. We were clutching at ephemeral moments. Our togetherness was soon falling prey to a cluster of bonsai events. The stress and strain of living began to take its toll. We were now responding each day to a tough roll call. Egos reared their nasty heads. Love started seeking space. Romance, which had been a bookmark, was now merely a fading preface. Romance, which had been a bookmark, was now merely a fading preface. We were losing each other in the chaos called living. We pledged to renew our connect, which had always kept us going. We both dumped our eyes in our recycle bin. She actually dumped me, but anyway, almost dumped me. We both dumped our eyes in our recycle bin. Armed with we and us, we clawed back to the state of win-win. Of course, we had our fights and hurled often at each other some grievance, but we never ever unleashed the brutal violence of silence. Of course, we had our fights and hurled often at each other some grievance, but we never ever unleashed the brutal violence of silence. The kids have flown the nest. We are back in the honeymoon phase. From the frenzied, frantic life, we have set a leisurely pace. With more time for each other, there is more to seek and share. To make each day count and treat every moment as a treasure rare. To live with our faults, to love our many flaws, to look beyond the wrinkles, her wrinkles, the heartache and the loss. To live with our faults, to love our many flaws, to look beyond the wrinkles, the heartache and the loss. Nothing else seems to matter as long as we have each other. On every blank canvas, we can splash a new color. When we move towards oblivion, we should leave behind a treasure of love, laughter, and connect in, I hope, an equal measure. Finally, in the Photoshop portraits on the walls when we rest. Finally, in the Photoshop portraits on the walls when we rest, everyone who looks at us will only see to Buddy's best. So now you must be thinking that I write poems or poetry expressly only for Madhvi, my beautiful, gorgeous wife. But it's not like that. I wrote a poem on the murder of George Floyd, a 46-year-old black man, by a police officer in USA, sparking global protests against racism. I've called it, I Just Can't Breathe. It also exemplifies my state when Madhvi catches me flirting with a pretty lady and unleashes a tsunami of ill-intentioned glares. I too just can't breathe. So here's a poem, I Just Can't Breathe. It's a requiem for humanity. There is a George Floyd everywhere, in every country, in every city, in Bharat as well as in India. The angel raped in the fields, the boy brutalized in school, the woman burned in the kitchen, the girl drenched in acid, Mochi bludgeoned in the village, Majid butchered in the street, Mohan slaughtered in the market. Some Floyds asphyxiate and die, others bleed forever. Some wounds implode, others suppurate in silence, but it is humanity that is choking. It is humanity that is screaming. It is humanity that is choking. It is humanity that is screaming. I just can't breathe. And it is humanity that is dying. Thank you.
Thank you, Raman.
And also you are, flanked by two doctors.
Oh, she's doctor.
Yes.
I don't know. Wonderful.
Thank you, Raman. So, our conversations with Raman is not going to end this soon. We are also here to launch his Wikipedia page. May I now request Dr. A.V. Koshi to launch his Wikipedia page? And while Koshi is there doing that, here are a few words about Raman. So, Ramendra Kumar, also called as Ramendra Kumar, Ramendra Kumar, also called as Raman, is a writer, performance storyteller, and an inspirational speaker with 47 books to his credit. With his words being translated in 16 Indian languages and 14 foreign languages. Among these 14 foreign languages, there are these stories that are translated recently in Russian. So, The King of the Jungle and Princess of Urvashi and the Shoemaker's Son have been translated into Russian by Hijran Zaidora. I hope I'm pronouncing her name.
Hijran Zaidova.
Hijran Zaidova from the Republic of Belarus. Hijran is also the CEO and director of Golsimag LLC, the publisher of these books. Congratulations, Raman, for your book being translated to the 14th foreign language. Maybe also launch this book in India now.
This will be done by me. Please take photographs. This has been packed by Margaret. She makes sure.
You don't feel like ripping it off.
Yeah. Page for you to see